Yo, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be doing some more of the Umineko playthrough, and oh my god, right, today's going to be a fucking big day, because, yeah, basically, let's just say we are in Kinzo's study. We are finally seeing, I don't know what we're going to see, just everything that's actually going to happen in Kinzo's study, and whether they're going to be safe or not, and what's actually going to happen, because let's be honest, no people here are isolated whatsoever. If a killer's going to strike, everyone's going to know about it. In theory. In theory. You can't actually say that for certain. Oh, that's tricky. You can't say it for certain, though, because what if, for example, yeah, somebody needs to go to the toilet and they just die there? It's not going to be like people are going to go into the toilet with them and keep their eyes on them for every single second. So there are, in theory, moments where, you know, people would have privacy. I don't know, though. That's the only thing I can think of, though, and that would only apply to one person. It would still make everyone else panic, and it would make them flee. I don't know, though. Click. Genzi unlocked the door. 8 people went to Kinzo's study. Grandfather's study. I'd heard rumours about it beforehand, so I wasn't that sure. Oh, yeah, he had done nothing more than fortify it through thoroughly with his occult hobby. Yeah, if Grandfather's hobby had been chasing after Popeye dolls. These walls might be buried beneath... Jesus Christ. That's absurd. Even if I didn't understand it, I did realise that this room was a bundle of all of this past time. Yeah, fair. Yeah, even so, I couldn't help but remain dumbfounded by the smell of this creepy medicine and the sweet stench. It seemed to melt my head. Yeah, it is interesting, that sweet stench. It really... Everyone who, you know, goes in this room describes it as, you know, really unpleasant, really mesmerising as well. When the door was closed, it automatically made a clunk. Yeah, I see. This is the auto lock that's activated whenever the door is closed. Oh, yeah, makes sense, yeah. And there are only 2 keys that could open this door from the outside. Oh, yeah, of course. Both of which were in this room. God, that's fair enough. What about the first one, though? Because I would have thought that would be the key. Wait, no, never mind. Yeah. They got it off Kinzo's burnt corpse. Both of which were in this room. In other words, it had become a closed room. Yeah, fair enough, actually. But we've seen that the killer can kill through closed rooms somehow. So I don't really think that's something to be assured by. The shutter, the receipt, the chain, and now the auto lock. Yeah, definitely. Oh my god, yeah. This 4th door had the most magnificent lock yet, and this was doubtlessly a closed room. Yeah, just to make absolutely sure that the room was secure, we checked all over ways in or out. Fair enough, yeah, the window was tightly locked. That should have been enough, but just in case, we tried knocking all over the wall. Wow. Yeah, fair enough, they really need to check. After all, we had talked about there being a hidden door in this room. Yeah, that is interesting, but we couldn't find anything suspicious. Grandfather's study was very large. Even though we called it a study, it wasn't really a single room. It could be divided up into 4 basic sections. A study section, a bedroom section, a toilet/bathroom section, and a section for cooking that had a sink. Yeah, definitely. God, even a cooking section in your own study room, that is proper tryhard material. Could you imagine being a uni student and just, I don't know, being able to make a snack while, I don't know, doing studying? I mean, of course you can do that, but I don't really think that would be that safe. Just microwave something while studying. 15 minutes, the house is on fire. I wonder what happened. I see, the study really does have enough in it to live in. Yeah, definitely, yeah. I suppose it has entertainment if you like books. If you really like books, that is. I would die of boredom even if there were books in there, because, I mean, books are good, but I could never ever live with them for the only thing that guides my life. No way. Now I see how Grandfather could live his whole life in this room without ever leaving. Yeah, it seemed Grandfather wasn't in the habit of watching TV because, God, there was no television or even a radio in the room. Yeah, he sounds very traditional. Like, we can't do anything except pass the time listening to the sound of the rain until tomorrow morning. Really? Really? Dr. Nanjol looked closely at the chessboard that sat on the table in front of the sofa and muttered. It was apparently partly finished. Yeah, it was apparently the partly finished chess match he'd been playing with Grandfather until yesterday. Yeah! The black had the white pretty well cornered, and it looked like checkmate would be reached within a few moves. The last part of the game. Yeah. Even though checkmate had already been reached, the endgame had been rushed. Yeah, fair enough, actually. Yeah, and was never completed. Yeah, that's interesting. Kinzo-san. It seems... God, definitely. We weren't able to see this match through after all. Yeah! Dodo Nanjo. God, that's absurd. A man of total secrecy. If you don't even tell one of your, you know, long-knowing friends. Something like that. Fucking hell. I was Kinzo-san's friend for a long time, but I never knew about more than half of him. Yeah, I see what he means. I believe two Kinzos existed, a wise one and one trapped by some madness. Never understood anything about it. Fair. Oh yeah, I agree. Especially when it came to Beatrice-sama, it would seem like his personality changed. In the direction of Kumasawa-san's upward gaze, a portrait of Beatrice could be seen. Another one! It wasn't massive like the one hanging in the entrance hall, but small. Made for this room. Yeah! Father probably spent every day in this room and so much of his time talking to the witch in that portrait. Yeah, my god. It's actually really quite funny. If you saw this in our time, you'd just be thinking, waifu. But at the same time, he has actually seen Beatrice in person. Like, who has seen their waifu in person? I think that's a little bit, like, impossible. Could count cosplayers, I suppose? I don't know, though. Cosplayers are just normal human beings, aren't you? Living waifu. They're just dressing up as your waifu. They're fake! Nah, I'm just kidding. I feel bad for anyone who may be a cosplayer watching this. That sounded so mean. But, yeah. I didn't really mean any of it, so, yeah. Who was Beatrice, the grandfather, in the first place? Yeah, no, that is a good question. Right now, you couldn't just explain it away by saying it was a story made by the parents to frighten children away from wandering into the... Oh my god, no! While eating the canned food we brought from the kitchen, we talked together about who Beatrice was. Whether the goggle was Beatrice herself or somebody pretending to be her. Whether they were a witch or a human, that was besides the point. Huh? The woman in this portrait was strongly related to the roots and background of this case. Agreed, yeah. Yeah, you couldn't talk about this case without talking... Yeah, definitely. I really wonder when they're going to read the second letter, by the way. That's right. Yeah. Right, good one. Mum, you picked up the cupboard's letter in Aunt Eva's room, right? Yes. I still haven't opened it. Let's give it a try. It is actually really quite surprising to think that Natsuhi is, you know, the mother of Jessica. I mean, my god. The difference in personalities they have is ridiculous. Aunt Natsuhi took out that Western envelope. Yeah, Genji-san pulled a paper knife out of a drawer in the study. I love that he knows that that's in there, but okay, and handed it to her. While watching her open it, Jotaniki grimaced slightly. After all, it was a letter left at the site. My god, understandable. Yeah, it was a letter left at the site where his parents had been murdered. There was a good chance its contents would say something. Oh my god, fair. And Natsuhi also seemed to realise that. Yeah, that's good. So she glanced over the contents first without reading it aloud. We were a little frightened that she might grimace after reading something shocking. But she just frowned unhappily. Interesting. So, it may not say something that's unbelievably shocking. What does it say? There was one unpleasant sentence. Must be trying to provoke us. Nutty, after deciding that the contents could be shown to the children, said it openly on the table. Interesting. Everyone stared at it at the same time. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Praise my name! What the hell? Yeah, that's not fair enough. Yeah. Fair. It's probably Beatrice declaring herself the victor. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what she's gonna think. Could you imagine if there's just one, like, behind them? Or maybe on the desk or something ridiculous like that? I bet you were hoping another weird magic circle would show up. It wasn't a magic circle. My expectations haven't been betrayed. What could it be mean? What could it mean? I wonder what Maria's expectations were, though. What was she expecting? Yeah. Beatrice's victory, I suppose? And Beatrice prevailing? And obviously the Golden Land as well. Can't forget about that. She thinks everything after this is going to be nice and pleasant, and she's going to be in the Golden Land. And everything's going to be perfect there. But she's a child, of course she'll think that. Of course she'll fall victim to, you know, manipulative beliefs, really. Manipulative, don't know, tactics. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Fair enough, actually, yeah. Yeah, with this letter, we now know that the author of last night's letter is the culprit. That's understandable. Yeah, I think the identical envelope is more significant than what is written here. Yeah, that is even weirder. Without a doubt, this is the type of envelope and sealing wax that the master used. Yeah, I mean, understandable. I think it's actually really quite stupid. Like, I would have assumed that, you know, the sealing wax and obviously the envelope for the letter, they would have been stored in this very room. And yet, now here they are, thinking this is the place of refuge. God, this is the first time I've seen anything like that since I started working for the Ushinomi family. That's insane. Going by last night's letter, Beatrice is claiming to be grandfather's oldest confidant. Yeah. Yeah, grandfather often said the same thing in the past, right? Yeah. Spoke to Genji-san and Kumasawa-san, who nodded together. Guess that means you two know more about her than anyone except grandfather. Priscilla. Oh my god, I wonder what they would know that nobody else knows. For a long time, I purposely avoided this topic. Which topic, though? But now that it's come to this, I can no longer do so. Genji, tell us everything you know. Right! I wonder what this is actually going to be. I wonder how much he's been hiding, potentially. God, so you know if he's reluctant to do something, it's serious. Genji-san didn't answer. Did he remain silent despite his knowledge, or did he know nothing at all? Yeah, I think it's the first one. Still, I had a good guess. The ghost story of the witch Beatrice had long been defied among... What? Defied among... What does defy mean? Because obviously defied, but... I don't know, told? Oh, worshipped! Right. Oh, yeah, because it sounds like deity. Fair. Fair. So I'm assuming you said that deified. Yeah, that actually makes sense. Fair, yeah. So it's probably going to be prone to bias, whatever he's saying. Yeah, he'd probably been very close to grandfather and his occult hobbies. Fair. So there was a good chance that he'd been indoctrinated with even weirder things and had increasingly come to deify the witch. Yeah, his grandfather's most trusted servant who had sworn loyalty. Oh yeah, he would know a lot more. He might be the most influenced by the illusion of the witch that grandfather created. Or maybe he thinks it's totally mad that he believes in it and, you know, he knows this information, but obviously he doesn't agree with it. Maybe he's just pretended to be really understanding. So there was only one reason for Genji-san to remain silent. Yeah, because he wants to protect his belief. Yeah, understandable, yeah. He could speak, but it would definitely cause a backlash, so it was better if he kept his mouth shut. And it wasn't like we'd believe him anyway. Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, that makes sense. A short while ago, Maria had been more than willing to speak bluntly and unrestrainedly. Oh my god, yeah, and that had earned her a scuffle with Jessica. Yeah, fucking hell, she got so mad. She took all of her anger out. Oh yeah, understandable. Yeah. It was only natural for Genji-san to keep his silence, especially if the silence has some sort of secret that was really relevant to the case. Was she? Father's? Oh, concubine. Well, Aijin, so person you love? Oh yeah. Oh my god, it's sad. I as in love, and then Jin, which is, you know, onyomi for the hito kanji, but like, I think that is so sad that I found out a word's meaning from the Japanese instead of the English. Yeah, a woman who lives with a man that has lower status than his wife or wives. Yeah, fair. Was she father's concubine? Yeah. I really wonder. His concubine? That could be possible. Yeah, definitely, yeah. For ordinary poor people, polygamy isn't only viewed negatively from a moral perspective. It's also an unmaintainable financial situation. Fair. But that isn't the case with the very... Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Donald Trump. It's possible for them to have another lover in addition to their real wife. Yeah, agreed. We can't deny the possibility that grandfather had another woman in his life besides grandmother. I feel bad for the grandmother. Yeah, I think that's very realistic. Maybe when grandfather was alive, I hear she was pretty sure of it. Oh, God, she thought he was cheating on her. Damn. I always thought she meant grandfather's imaginary. Yeah. Oh yeah. Now, this is getting really interesting. You told me, didn't you, Genji-san? Yeah. You said Beatrice has been working for grandfather before the mansion was finished. Yeah. I heard that the construction of the mansion was completed in Showa 27, 1952.
ベアトリーチェという人は30年以上も昔からおじい様と連れ添っていたということなので。
I mean, I always thought it was a lot longer of a time frame. It would have been, I think. That means this person called Beatrice was in a relationship with grandfather since at least 30 years ago.
その30年前の愛人もしくは
Oh my
そ
god,
の
yeah,
や
fair.
隠し子が
Which kid? Oh
何かの
my
恨
god,
みがあ
that'd
っ
be
て
hilarious.
何らかの復讐を企んだ
Could that concubine of 30 years ago, or maybe a relative or hidden child with that person, yeah, hold some kind of grudge, and be planning revenge?
To
be honest, this sounds too normal for grandfather. I mean, like, why would it be anything normal? Like, come on. I mean, we literally have closed room mysteries, and yet we're thinking about stuff as normal and as simple as this. Like, come on, it's not gonna be this simple. There is no way I can believe that.
汚らわしい話ですが、一番納得できる筋書きです。
Yeah, it's a filthy topic, but the easiest line of reasoning to accept.
どうですか、
Yeah.
源氏。
What do you think, Genji? Does he know?
おそらく親方様に恋愛の感情は終わりになられたでしょう。
Yeah, the master surely had feelings of
亡く
dealing
なら
with
れた奥様より愛しておられたに違い
Jesus.
ありません。
There can be no mistake that he cared for her more than his late what? Fucking hell.
ベアトリーチェってのは何者なんだよ。
Who's this person called
そ
Beatrice?
して今はどうしてるんだ。
Yeah, that's a really good question. And what she's doing now? What is she doing now?
お屋敷ができるより前にお亡くなりになったと聞いています。
Hang on a second. What the fuck? What? Is that like possible?
すでに死んでいる
She's already dead. How?
はい。
Yes.
親方様は大層深く悲しまれ。
Does that confirm that Beatrice is not the culprit? What the hell? Okay, this is not what I was expecting. The master was deeply stricken by grief at her loss.
ベアトリーチェ様を蘇らせる方法として、黒魔術に傾倒なさっていったのです。
And he devoted himself to the arc of black magic as a means to revive
親
her.
方様はベアトリーチェ様を
Yeah, God, I can see
心の
that.
底から愛しておられたのです。
The master loved Beatrice someone from the bottom of his
この
heart.
ような狂気に駆り立てるほどに。
Yep. Understandable. It was this madness which drove him to do all that you can do here, all that you can see here. As Genji-san said this, he spread his arms as though asking us to look at this room. Yeah, filled with the signs of grandfather's understandable. I mean, my God, if you're that devoted, what the fuck? So it's either the conclusion that Beatrice is not the culprit, or maybe grandfather's black magic has actually revived her. But at the same time, that means magic actually exists. It's not just a delusion from him, which, I don't know, it just doesn't really make sense fully to me. I don't know enough to make an informed guess. Yeah, right. I love that the pace is getting so much slower. We were all at a loss of work. Yeah! Yeah, my God, I know. Yeah. Normally, black magic seems like it'd just be creepy, and it's really hard to imagine why somebody might become enraptured by it. Yeah, since Kinzo was just an eccentric who had restored the Ushinomiya family amidst this madness, nobody had tried to understand it. Yeah. The only thing on grandfather's mind had been the loss of a beloved. Oh my God, I know. That is actually really quite interesting. Yeah, and his inescapable sorrow. Earlier, this room seemed creepy, but now it just honestly seems sad. But in an instant, it changed into something we can understand completely. So if he's distraught by his loss, the creepy books, the magic circles, yeah, the medicine, yeah, all of it. It existed simply because he wanted to revive the face of a single woman who had left this world over 30 years ago. Now that is actually really quite interesting. So you could think of all of the, all of the products of his madness, and also all of the, just isolation, feelings of hatred towards everyone around him, and just, in general, his really, really cross and you know, angry demeanor, and the fact that, you know, whenever he'd go into a tangent about Beatrice, like, he'd get really, really annoyed. Yeah, it's horrible to think that, you know, this undeniably really, really sad sight of this room is because of, you know, inescapable sorrow. It really is. Yeah, that makes sense. The master only told me about Beatrice's story once, when he was very drunk. Although I've forgotten the details. That's really inconvenient. It was... Oh shit. Yeah, that is very tricky. If he has a deep love, then why the fuck... Well, he wanted to have a family. He probably only loved for the family. But I don't know, at the same time, why would you bring up kids with some... Why would you bring up 4 kids with somebody that, you know, you only wanted for a family? I just don't understand how, if he loved Beatrice this much, he would have been able to have another love, i.e. his grandfather. His grandfather! Ah, yes. Oh, yeah, Kinzo loving his grandfather. Sorry, his grandmother. No, his fucking wife! When Kinzo-san succeeded the headship of the Ushidomiya family. Oh yeah, that makes sense. So maybe it wasn't real love, but at the same time it doesn't make sense as to why, you know, he had 4 kids. But at the same time, the family elders, they were probably, I mean, they are very, very old, so, I mean, they're probably from, like, maybe the late 1800s. So, yeah, they probably would have forced a child upon them.
So
he was forced into a marriage with some woman who would benefit the Ushidomiya family. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, my god, yeah. That is correct. Kinzo-san was installed as the head who would revive the family and had to bear the entirety of that heavy responsibility. Yeah. I do not pretend to know the details of when or where Kinzo-san first met Beatrice. Is it be rude to say any more than that? Yeah, that was when grandfather truly fell in love for the first time. Yeah, because obviously beforehand he's had love totally forced on him because of the elders. But that's not real love, of course. It's just forced love. But this is real, and that's really fucking tricky. If you have a real love and yet you have to marry somewhere else, I mean, God. Oh shit. Oh. Yeah. Just how deep was his affection for her? I'd assume very deep if he's still wanting to revive her. My god, it's never left. Yes, that was easy to see just by looking around us. So if magic, him getting into magic was actually just for a means of reviving her, I mean, that's unbelievable. Yeah, definitely, yeah. This room was covered with piles upon piles of things having to do with black magic. And grandfather spent every day shut in here. God, immersed in his research and isolated from the outside. Fucking hell. Yeah, immersed in his research and isolated from the outside world. Never regretting 1 minute of it. Yeah, that is fair enough. Yeah, you couldn't help but recognise the depths of grandfather's love for Beatrice. Oh yeah, definitely. But it's at this point where it's totally uncontrollable. It's life-ruiningly strong. I had it all wrong, Genji-san. Oh, yeah. What do you mean by that?
私使用人の人たちが魔女を盲信するのはじい様の気持ち悪い黒魔術趣味に感化されてるからじゃないかって
Yeah, I've always thought that maybe you servants believed blindly in the witch simply because you were influenced by grandfather's creepy magic hobby. But that's not how it was, right? Oh no, it wasn't some belief, it was something that actually happened. He has actually met this person. But acting as though Beatrice's soul at least had been restored and existed inside this mansion. They might have hoped to soothe grandfather's heart. Yeah, understandable actually. That does really make sense, and it especially makes sense as to why, for example, Genji would say that. Yeah, that's understandable. But the only thing is, I thought she was. What about the butterflies? You can't ever explain the fact that Kanon saw the butterflies, and then after that, he was killed without anybody in sight. It's odd, that. It really is. Fair. With closed eyes and the expression of one remembering something from the distant past. Genji had broken his lungs. Interesting. In making that confession, he probably felt like he was betraying his one and only... Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, his one and only master in the most serious way. Even though that person was already dead. Oh, he's been friends with him for maybe even 2-3 decades of court. No, more than that, I think. A long, long time, whatever it is. Longer than I've been alive. Yeah, of course he would feel like that. Beatrice is revived as a witch, and she is in the mansion even now. Genji had said it. Yeah, I believed it. Had made people believe it. Yeah. And would take that with him to the grave. This might have been the last service he could offer up to his master. The legend of the witch, this mysterious tale of Rokenji mother, was still whispered among the servants. Yeah. Yeah, his true nature was... Yeah, a sad lie. No, it was an act of kindness towards grandfather, who had lost the person he... Yeah, loved above all else. Oh my god, that must have been awful. I feel that so many people denying the person that, you know, he's loved the most, it probably made him feel so outside because nobody could understand him whatsoever. Yeah, understandable, yeah. Now I finally understand how much they must have wounded him. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that is actually really quite interesting that, you know, Genji has just totally, you know, made people believe that, you know, Beatrice is alive and she has revived just simply because of the fact that I suppose they can delude, you know, the grandfather into thinking that, you know, his long-lost love and the one that he loved deeply is still alive. I mean, arguably, I think that's even worse. But it was intended as an act of kindness, but that could be used really, really badly. Yeah, definitely. Oh my god, of course he can. Right now I can understand very well. Oh yeah, he probably would. He'd probably do anything he can. If I thought I could revive Shannon using that magic. Yeah, understandable. I'd immediately become the next owner of this room and start researching. Fair. Aniki. Another strand of... yeah, another strand of tears dropped from George's eye. Yeah, maybe his tears were infected. Oh yeah, it's probably just... Yeah, understandable. I mean, she's lost both of her Wait, no. Yeah, oh yes, she's lost Natsuki, definitely. No, she's lost a fucking father. Of course she feels like that. Tears rest in Jessica's eyes and she's and Shannon and Canon as well. Oh my god.
ベアトリーチェは言っていたよ。
Beatrice has said it.
もうじき蘇ることができる。
Very soon she will be able to revive people.
会うことができるって。
What, after you've died? You'll be able to meet them, she said. That's really weird. Very soon the doors of the Golden Land will be open. Yeah, in the Promised Land that glitters gold, the souls of all dead. All the dead will be resurrected, along with the love that has been... Is there a saying too good to be true? Then I will sleep in this world. And then I will sleep in a world of peacefulness for all time.
そう言ったのか。
Did she say that?
マリアに手紙を渡したベアトリーチェは。
The Beatrice who gave you that letter. She will sleep in a world of peacefulness after she has basically resurrected everyone who has, I'd assume, died. I don't really understand what's the point of killing them in the first place, though. You don't believe, do you?
ここにじい様がいたなら。
Yeah, if only grandfather were here. Oh yeah,
きっ
yeah.
と喜んだろうな。
I'm sure he'd be happy.
もうじきベアトリーチェが蘇ることにさぞや
Oh my god,
踊り上がって
definitely.
喜んだろうな。
Well, I don't really think that's the case because of the fact that, you know, he's literally been killed by her, but okay. That is if he was killed by her, but let's... No. It's impossible for her not to be the culprit. I don't know, though. I'm sure he'd be jumping for joy now that Beatrice is about to be revived.
俺は信じたぜ。
In that case, I
じ
believe.
い様が半生をかけて研究したことで蘇り、愛した女の魂が蘇ったと信じて寿命を全うできるって言うんなら、
Interesting. If grandfather...
俺も信じたぜ。
If grandfather gave up half of his life for the research, trying to resurrect the soul of the woman he loved and spending the rest of his life believing, I believed it. Yeah. I mean, he really did give up half of his life for it. It's absurd.
バトラ
Batola. What did...
一人の女性をずっと愛し続けた気持ちが
Yeah, even Money got surprised. I wonder what she's going to say when you love a woman for
周り
so
にも
long.
伝わり
Single woman for so
真
long.
実となる。
The people around you catch on to it and it becomes the truth.
それを気遣いと呼べばそれまでだろうけれど。
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, maybe you could say they're just being polite for the sake of your feeling. Yeah, fair.
But 今の僕はあえてそれを魔法と呼んであげたいね。
But right here, now, I'd like to call that magic.
気遣いじゃないよ。
It isn't just being polite.
本当に魔法だよ。
What? It really is magic.
魔女だよ。
She's a witch.
やっぱり誰にもベアトリーチェの姿は見えないんだね。
Wait, hang on a second. So Manigat can see Beatrice? What? Some time passed. As we listened to the sound of the rain, we considered what kind of love and madness must have possessed the owner of this room as he spent half of his life here. Yeah, fair. God, if Beatrice is watching over this right now, what the hell is she thinking? It's so interesting how you can view something as totally sad and weird and mental and just wrong. But you can say that easily when you don't know the context. Must have been very difficult for Genji to have so many assumptions about, you know, the total madness of the grandfather, but, you know, being able to say nothing because he's a servant, he can't really protest against what they're saying because that would be against, like, you know, his obligation to give them good service, you know? Hmm.
女の私から聞けば、お父様の純愛の気持ちも少しは理解したいところですが。
If you ask me as a woman, then while I'd like to be understanding of father's feelings of
そ
true
れで
love.
はお母様の立つ
Oh my god, I agree. I agree. And if anything, I do think this love was really, really obsessive. But at the same time, we can't really blame him because... I
同
agree.
感だぜ。浮気は浮気。
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, cheating is
綺麗
cheating.
事にされちゃかなわねえよな。
No, but to make it pretty. I mean, that is fair enough. But at the same time, the thing is about this is... It's really tricky if you have a love, but then your mind is plagued by another person, really.
それも
It's
そう
so
だ
hard
な
to deny your constant desire to have another person. But at the same time, you should, because of, like, common human decency. But that's...
ばあ
Yeah,
さま
that's
が
right.
気の毒になっちまうぜ
Gotta feel sorry for grandmother. Yeah, definitely, yeah.
それでベアトリーチェとおじい様の間に
Yeah, that
子
is a
供
really
がい
good
た
question.
なんて話はある
So, have there been any rumours about a child between Beatrice and grandfather? The keyword Beatrice has been hidden in every corner of this... Oh yeah, exactly, yeah. So it's natural to suspect some relative of hers. Fair.
いえ、
No!
そのような話は聞いたことがありません。
Interesting, I've not heard of anything like that.
仮にいたとしたら最愛の人の忘れがたみとしてきっと全ての愛情を注ぎ込んだ
Yeah,
だろうね
definitely, I agree. And that may explain why, you know, a lot of the parents were just really not treated the best. If there was one, a memento of his most beloved person. Yeah, he surely would have given them all of his affection. Yeah.
それがなく黒魔術に没頭していったなら
Yeah, definitely. No, I think that's very sensible. Yeah, since he ended up immersing himself in black magic instead, maybe we should assume that there was no such child. No.
そういえばこんな噂を聞いたことがあるぜ。
Because to think of it, that reminds me of a rumor I heard.
知ってるだろ
You know it, right?
じい様が福音の家っていう孤児院に
Oh,
莫大な援
that's
助をしてるって
interesting. I wonder how
話。
this relates to it. The story about how grandfather heavily supported an orphanage called the Hukuin House.
よしなさい。
Enough of
そ
that!
れはお父様を冒涜する中傷に過ぎません。
Oh! But what is it though? Could it be relevant to this? There's nothing more than slander that would desecrate... Fucking hell.
教えてくれよ夏の
Yeah, tell us on Nazi. You were never going to get Battler out of the picture when he picks up on, you know, potential.
隠し事はなしなのはおばさんもだと思うっすよ
Fair. That's a good one. I think even you'd agree that there is no time. This is no time to hide things from
く
each
だら
other.
ない話です。
It's a worthless
お
story.
父様はその施設に莫大な援助をし、社会勉強の一環として
Yeah.
当家の使用人雇用枠を開放していました。
Father made massive donations to an orphanage and had the orphans employed as servants at the head family to give them some on-the-job experience. I thought it was optional though. If it's not optional, then oh god.
お父様に汚らわしい趣味があると吹聴する愚か者がいたというだけの話です。
Right. Yeah. That's ridiculous. Oh my god. What the fuck? Okay, I'm sorry, but this is ridiculous. I get what she means, but at the same time, that's the worst thing. There is no way of knowing. The story... But at the same time, it is actually quite weird to think why he would be so abnormally nice. But maybe he just wants staff to look after his, you know, home. The story in question is simply some drivel spread by fools who claim that father was using these orphans for some filthy hobby. Oh god. Yeah. Drivel, I like it.
一時期それが 黒魔術の生贄にするためだ
What?
みたいな噂になってさ。
How the fuck? For the while, some guys even said he was collecting human sacrifices for his black magic.
実際
What?
いつもこの部屋で怪しげな実験や儀式を繰り返してるわ
Yeah,
けで、
fair.
私も半分は信じてたところがあったぜ。
And he really is doing weird experiments and ceremonies and ceremonies. Oh my god, does he do ritual? Oh, that is weird. Yeah, I'd assume he probably does do them, but yeah, and he really is doing weird experiments and ceremonies in the room all the time. So I half believed it myself. Understandable, yeah.
その福音の家出身の使用人ってのは
And these servants who came from the Hukuin house are?
何人かいますが、
Yeah.
親族会議中のシフトではシャノンとカノンの2人でした。
There were several of them, but Shannon and Canon were the two scheduled during the family conference shift. Yeah, to resurrect Beatrice, he brought in servants from an orphanage as human sacrifices? No, but that's ridiculous. So why has Shannon worked for there for 10 years? If that logic is
確かに
applied.
じい様が使用人として選ぶのはいつもシャノンやカノン君くらいの
Yeah, it
若
is
い
a
子
little
ば
bit
か
odd
り。
actually. What, was he planning to make them grow up and then, I don't know, do something with them? In terms of experiments? That's ridiculous though. Or is it? I don't know. After, everyone grandfather selected as a servant was young or about the same age as Shannon and Canon. You could have this as an innocent connotation, like for example, you want young people to gain experience into the working world. No, but at the same time, why would
私だって
Kidzo be that
じい様
considerate?
には妙な趣味があるに違いないって
Yeah,
信
I
じ
was
てた
sure
ぜ
it was because grandfather had some bizarre hobby.
ジェシカ
Jessica.
言葉を慎みなさい
God, Jesus Christ. She's brutal. Yeah, you can't say anything wrong with her though. I mean, she is very, very... Well, she really respects his honour. Can't say anything against it. But not until he scolded her, the atmosphere instantly went sour and everyone felt... Oh yeah, understandable. Yeah. However, something was tugging at the back of my mind. Oh, sacrifices. Sacrifices. My god, that's true? Yeah. Oh, human sacrifices brought over from an orphanage. What is it? Freaky words like sacrifices don't pop. True. Yeah, and yeah, I've seen or heard that word recently. The case. Some part of my memory is tugging at me. Hey, Beatrice. What do you know? I had arrived in front of the portrait of Beatrice. It wasn't as massive as the one in the entrance hall, but that portrait, which must have been drawn by some famous painter, was still just as intimidating in the smallest... Oh yeah, understandable, yeah. It still has the eyes! Below it, just like in the entrance hall, was the epitaph that had supposedly hinted at the location of the head of God. That's weird. Why would you have it basically copy and pasted? Oh.
生贄
Sacrifices.
だ
Here?
なんだよパトラ。
What the fuck? Hang on a second. Does it say that on the epitaph? What the hell, Battle?
急に気持ち悪いこと言うな
You're
よ。
creeping me out.
生贄を
Six. Yes, he made that connection. Oh my god. Yeah, I was thinking it links to the epitaph. All of these cases. Yeah, 6 sacrifices. Oh. My god, both of my eyes are as wide as plates. Yeah, now that is very interesting. Everything's been predicted right there from the... It has been predicted! Fair! Everyone crowded around. Yeah. And the same expression of shock rose to all of our faces. Yeah. That's right. It's right there in the epitaph. Exactly! On the first twilight, offer the 6 chosen by the key as sacrifices. Yeah. Exactly. Jesus Christ. You can see the undiluted fear in his voice. Holy fuck. There's no doubt. Yeah. 6 people died in the beginning.
シャッターに書かれた魔法陣じゃねえ、ヘブライ語でも生贄を捧げると書いてあった。
Oh my god, true. And even on the shutter where the magic circle was drawn, no, where the Hebrew was written, it mentioned the offering of sacrifices. Ooh. No, you haven't. Actually, she might have. That's right, Maria said it right at the start. Right after we found the 6 bodies, when Maria was in the parlour watching TV, she said it. Yeah, that is interesting. The culprit isn't human. It's just the sacrifices chosen by the key. The key? Hang on a second. The key. Where do we realise a key? In the epitaph. Let's see if we can get, like, the exact quote up real quick. Oh, interesting. We should probably read this. Oh. That was the only thing that was written in the letter. Right. Yeah, the key. As in Beatrice? What? Chosen by the key. So the key is Beatrice. Let's see how this changes the riddle.
これは黄金の隠し場所なんかじゃねえ。
Yeah, fair. So Beatrice will be in the path downstream in search of... I don't know, this Wheatfish River? I don't know. This has nothing to do with the location of the hidden gold. It's the instructions for a resurrection ceremony using black magic or something. I mean, that would actually be logical because there were, you know, all of the sacrifices are going to die and then they're going to somehow be resurrected in the golden land. It doesn't make much sense. Yeah, definitely. It requires, coincidentally, everybody here to die. After all, this epitaph requires a large number of deaths. It sure does. Yeah, it is really, really weird to think that this was written. I just wonder what was the thought of this being written. Yeah, 13. Even reading through it quickly, that would be 13. Yeah, 13 people who must die. How many people are normally on this? Oh my god.
使用人のシフトにもよるでしょうが、お父様、夫に、私にジェシカ。
It changes depending on the shifts for the servants, but there's father, my husband, Jessica, and me.
そして使用人が2、3人。
And 2 or 3 servants.
昨日今日は5人いてもらってますが、普段はそこまでいません。
Around 2 or 3 servants. Today and yesterday there were 5 of them, but there weren't normally that many. That's surprising.
ってことはだ。
Which means that normally...
この儀式を実行しようとしたら、普段じゃ生贄が足らないってわけだ。
But who asked them to actually... I don't know, work? Was it the grandfather? Was that why he disappeared? That's weird if that's the case. Why would he want to be killing his own servants, especially because of the fact that, you know, he trusted them? Yeah, it is odd about all of those rumours about using, you know, his servants to do illegal activity, i.e. rape. And, you know, sex crime, let's be honest here. I think that's totally ridiculous, but at the same time, even though it's ridiculous and I don't want to assume it, I don't know enough information, so why can I actually say that, you know, that is definite? No way.
じい様は福音の家から不気味な儀式の生贄にするために使用人を取ったという
Yeah,
噂。
that is weird. If so, that would actually make sense here. What the fuck? Could you imagine if... Hang on, ridiculous theory time.
つまりなんだよ。
Yeah, ridiculous theory time. Basically, what happens is all of the servants were created as a means of increasing the amount of people there, resulting in the increased amount of sacrifices for the, you know, black magic ritual. And then, so that, you know, the exact amount of people required for the epitaph could actually be added, and, yeah. Of course, everyone to die. How many people in the family are there? Let me just count it quickly. Yeah, so not got him, so well, would you count her as a member? Yeah, let's so well, yeah. So, will we count Keensaw as well? Because I don't know if he sacrificed. Let's not count Keensaw. Wait, would you count these guys? Oh my god. Well, people that are here. Yeah, so you'd have 11 people here, but you'd have more than 13 to begin with. Yeah, I mean. Kind of depends on who you count as family, because I don't know, you could count these guys. But at the same time, even without the servants, there are enough people for 13 sacrifices. It doesn't really make sense.
生贄の人数を増やすために使用人を増やし、
Oh, I didn't realize it was fixed to 13. Yeah, that makes
人
sense
数が集まる
then.
年に一度の親族会議は
Jesus fucking Christ. If this is the case, that is absurd. He increased the number of servants to increase the number of sacrifices, and waited for the annual family conference when even more people were gathered. Yeah, that does make sense.
年にたった一度唯一のタイミングだったってことじゃねえか。
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Isn't now the only time of the year this ceremony can be held? When Jessica screamed this, Maria broke out, "Oh God," looking truly pleased and then freaking out. Oh God, what's she
人
gonna
は
say?
運気を試すためにある種の確率に願掛けをすることがない？
Haven't you ever heard of people making bets to test their fate? If it was a bet, then I guess Keensol's lost it. I mean, he kind of is like a dead, like throwing a sandal and saying that if it lands right side up, tomorrow will be sunny. And doing a bottle flip, if it lands, then, I don't know. It lands, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Some sort of weird effect you could... If it lands, I get free food. If it doesn't, you get free food or something like that. I don't know. I'm saying that tomorrow will be a good day if the coin lands heads up. That's ridiculous. There are many little superstitions like that. Yeah, sometimes when your luck is down and you get bored and you roll the dice and get 3 6s, you wouldn't believe it's a portent of some miracle. That is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, this is really superstitious. When flipping a sandal, you have at worst a 50% chance. Yeah, fair. Fair, even if you get it right side up, it's not worth much. Yeah, but if you carelessly roll 3 dice and they all come up 6, you might think that's a small miracle. Yeah, fair enough. If you carelessly throw them and they've all coincidentally gone to the same number. I mean, obviously it's rare. I think it's more physics than, you know, that. But yeah. Interesting theme, this.
Magic
works the same way.
限りなくありえない出目を期待してひたすらに祈祷を続ける。
Yeah, you must pray earnestly for an extremely unlikely result. So I'm assuming that Ginzo was praying for Beatrice to be revived.
そうして蓄えられた祈祷の念は奇跡の出目が現れた時魔力を持って具現化される。
Then the feelings from all of those The feelings from all of those stored up prayers gain magical power and become incarnate. What?
おじい様がしようとした魔術は多分そういうもの。
The magic that grandfather was trying to perform was probably
鍵
like
が無
that.
作為に選ぶ生贄の抽選。
The key randomly selected sacrifices in a
それ
lottery.
に万が一自分が当たることがないように、この島に最も人が多くなる日を選んで儀式を実行した。
Oh, that's interesting. That would make sense. So to reduce the chance that he himself was selected, he chose the day with the greatest number of people on the island to carry out the ceremony. That does make sense fully. Yeah. But at the same time, that means there's a low risk. Low risk of you dying, so as a result, a low output of magic? That's what I would have thought. That's actually really quite interesting. So, you know, all of the... Well, I suppose... Yeah, all of the desire to actually have an extremely unlikely result happening. All of the praying, it becomes sentient. That's so weird. But those feelings gain magical power somehow. That really doesn't make sense. I wonder... How can this power be used, though? That's my question. Oh my god, yeah, ridiculous.
これらが全て怪しげな魔法の儀式の過程で起こった事件だと言い出すのですか
I mean, it is ridiculous, but at the same time, it really would explain a lot. And if you ask me, I think it would definitely... Well, it would actually add up a lot of confusion. But, I don't know. Ridiculous. Are you saying that this entire situation was caused by a mere ceremony for some bizarre magic? I know it sounds ridiculous when she says it out loud. Natty yelled. She couldn't quell the fear that a scorpion charm might be the only reason she was to... Oh yeah, understandable. Yeah, definitely. If I hadn't received that charm from Jessica and hung it from my doorknob... Oh my god, I know! Would I have been killed mixed in along with those... Yeah, probably. I mean, in theory. And the strangest part is, even though I hung the charm from the inside of my door, yeah, they still couldn't get through the door. The culprit noticed the charm from the outside, the door, and gave up trying to open it. Yeah, that is interesting. A human couldn't have perceived that. Exactly, yeah, a charm meant to stop something that was not human had done exactly... Yeah, that is odd. That is odd, because it totally adds up to Beatrice being somebody that isn't human whatsoever and having a really supernatural sense. Impossible. Yeah, understandable, yeah. But Natty-san. Yeah, fair. The epitaph certainly does continue to fit even after that. Yeah, I don't really think... If that's the case, then maybe Natty wouldn't have actually been killed in the first place, because, you know, there would have been 7 sacrifices if she was killed. Or maybe she would have been the substitute for somebody else.
第二の晩に残されし
Yeah,
者
my
は
god,
寄
I
り添
think
う
we
二
know
人
who
を
that's
引き裂
applying
け
to. That is so weird that all of this was predicted, though, genuinely. On the second twilight, those who remain shall tear apart the two who are close.
これはエヴァ様たちのことを指しているのでしょうか
Could this be talking about Eva-sama and Hideyoshi-sama? Yeah.
悔しいけど
Oh,
そうだと
God,
判断
yeah.
せざるを得ない
Yeah, painful as it may be, we might
So
reach
stay.
that conclusion. Yeah.
母さんたちを殺した犯人は続く第三の晩の言葉を手紙
Yeah,
に書
yeah,
き
definitely, yeah.
その場に残したんだからね
And after the culprit killed them, they left the words from the third twilight in a letter there. Yeah,
そうだな
that's right.
第二の晩を実行し第三の晩をその場に残した
After carrying out the second twilight, they left the third twilight in that
第三
place.
の晩はまさにさっき夏代おばさんが読んだ通りだぜ
The third twilight was just like Aunt Natsuhi just read. Yeah, that is actually really quite interesting. That's totally true, though. What the fuck happens to the What are the twilights afterwards? The 7 twilights afterwards? I mean, yeah, I don't really understand. Who is it talking about, basically? That's the question. On the 3rd twilight, those who remain shall praise my noble name. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Ah, if you read it that way, it just keeps on going, keeps going on, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh my god. Wait, hang on a second. How many people are there at the moment? Right. Let me just think about this. So, right, we have, how many people are here? 5 people. So we've got Natsuhi, Genji, Kumas. Right, Natsuhi, Jess, Battler, George, Genji, Kumasawa. Right, we've got 6. Do we? Let me just check that. Yeah, we do have 6. We do have 6. Right, so... Interesting. So if there were 6 people, then it's ambiguous as to... Yeah, it's ambiguous as to how the last person's going to die. But maybe one of these could be applying to more than 1 people. I think this one is the most likely. So I'm assuming this is how to kill each individual person. I don't know. Is anything repeated? No. You shall attain the power of the Golden Lion's treasures. Who's you, by the way? Yeah, gouge the head and kill. George. Gouge the head and kill. George Aniki's parents were killed with those demon's ice picks gouging their to the head. Yeah, exactly, yeah. But if they were the 2nd twilight, yeah. Yeah, someone else must have been gouged in the head. Yeah. That's grandfather. He was burned in the incinerator, and our eyes were so drawn to that part that we didn't notice. Oh yeah, but his forehead. Jesus Christ, you don't just kill somebody, but you incinerate them as well. If Beatrice really is the culprit, and she takes this extra measure, I think that really shows something about their love and his obsession to her. Yeah. Grandfather was the victim of the 4th twilight. Then maybe Connell could have been. Then Connell Kun was. That does actually make sense. Yeah, on the 5th twilight, gouge the chest and kill. No way. No, it's all predicted. That's just the weirdest thing. This person has thought out every single thing about what's going to happen meticulously. We thought Connell Kun's case was an unexpected encounter with a culprit, but that's wrong. Yeah. From the very beginning, they planned to lure somebody out alone and drive something into their chest. If the culprit had followed the epitaph this far, yeah, what's going to happen? Exactly. Yeah, does that mean the people here, 3 people? Did that say the or 3? Yeah, it's a 3. Yeah, but I agree. Yeah, it's weird. Who? Why? Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, on the 6th twilight, gouges the stomach. What the fuck? Oh god. Yeah, of course. It's a when they cry, they have to get some stomach intestine shit here. Watanagasi moment. Yeah, on the 7th twilight, guys, how are you gonna die? To be fair, if you're, let's just say, for example, if you're, you know, plundered with like a 20 centimeter, well, a really, really long, I suppose, I always think of it as a nozzle. I don't know, some sort of drill-like component. Yeah, the dragon tooth ice pick and, you know, knife. If you, in theory, put that so deeply within somebody that it goes through the entirety of, you know, the knee to the leg and, you know, pierces through pisses in and pisses out. I think there is a thing called blood loss. On the 8th Twilight, gouge the leg and kill. Blood loss again, yeah. Yes. Oh my god, I feel bad for her. Yeah. You fucking hell, she's panicking. No, but the only thing that sounds so horrible is because these deaths are such intimidating ways to die. So... Oh god, yeah, I don't blame her for being so scared. Yeah. Well, I wonder about that. After those 3 die, it reaches the 9th Twilight. Take a look. On the 9th Twilight, the witch shall revive, and none shall be left. Exactly, that is weird, so more than one person in theory. Yeah! We're all going to be killed by Beatrice. I don't get it. Oh my god, I know. Exactly, yeah. Wouldn't that mean everyone dies no matter how many people there are? Exactly, yeah. What was grandfather after? No, I agree. But then I suppose there's the really small probability that maybe he'd be resurrected or something like that. I'm not entirely sure though. Doesn't this mean that the ceremony would kill him too? No matter how... What? Yeah, it is... Yeah, for you. It's okay if nobody's left alive. On the 10th Twilight, we finally arrive at the Golden Land. What really happens? On the 10th Twilight, at Journey's End, you shall attain to the power of the Golden Land's treasures. Once and for the last time. Yeah, that is odd. The witch shall praise the wise and bestow 4 treasures. Yeah. Grandfather wasn't afraid of dying. Oh yeah, look at the second and third of the 4 treasures. Yeah. What should be the resurrection of all the dead souls? Yeah, what should be the resurrection of the lover that was lost? Yeah, fair. So that totally applies to him. Yeah. So grandfather believed he would eventually be revived. Even if he died partway through the ceremony. I know, it is weird. It really is weird. Ridiculous, that's insane. No, but exactly, when you die, so how does somebody get revived? I mean, that's not very scientifically correct. Yeah, the dead don't come back to life. Yeah, isn't that a miracle humanity's been chasing after for thousands of years and still hasn't accomplished? She's a witch, to be fair. So is this what it means? Yeah, something totally ridiculous and totally filled with a false promise as well. So is this what it means? Something like you'll be able to meet them in the afterlife, where they'll be restored. If what you're saying now is right, would that mean that grandfather, whose remaining life is slim and who's been driven mad by love, is committing suicide? Yeah! I really wonder. But at the same time, if it was a suicide, I don't really understand why, you know, pleasant virtues that are just really unrealistic are promised, i.e. the Golden Land and also revival. Oh, interesting. He definitely knows something. Just from that, I can tell. Genji.
その可能性は
I know! Is that a thing possible?
わかりません。
Now you know shit is real when even he doesn't know. I don't know.
親方様は時に千年の未来を見越されるほどの聡明なお方。
So why would he do something as bad as suicide? Well, the master is a man who sometimes has the wisdom to see 1,000 years into the future.
凡庸な私にはそ
Fair.
れが
Yeah,
恐
yeah,
怖とし
yeah.
か映らないこともあります。
However, there are times when that appears to be nothing more than madness to commoners such as myself.
それってイエスって意味だよな。
Yeah, okay, so we just take that for a fair enough. Yeah, she's so
黒沢
strict.
さんはどうなんだよ。
What do you say, Kumasawa-san?
私は何も知りません。
I don't know anything.
ええ、知りませんとも。
That's right, I don't know.
知っていたなら今日この島にいると思いますか？
Do you think I would be on this island today if I did know?
手秒でも何でも使ってお休みしていますよ。ええ。
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. Yeah, I would have faked an illness or done anything to take the day off. That's right.
おじい様の長年の友人である南條先生のご意見は
Yeah, I really wonder about this. What about your opinion, Dr. Nanjo? You've been grandfather's friend for many years.
Hmm. 源氏さんに同じです。
I feel the same as Genji-san.
金蔵さんは凡人をはるかに超越した方だった。
Kizo-san was a man who far surpassed ordinary people. Yeah, fair, fair. Yeah.
そこにある種の人間離れした
Sure, that is weird.
感じることはありました。
But at the same time, the associations with the potential witch he has. I've even felt a sort of inhuman power from him at times.
私にも金蔵さんが何を考えてこの秘文を残されたのかわからない。
Yeah, no, understandable, yeah. I mean, you know it's bad if, like, you know, people who have been knowing him for decades don't even have, like, a single idea on what the fuck is actually going on in his head, really. I mean, even I don't know what Ginzo-san was thinking when he wrote the epitaph. Fair,
一
yeah.
つだけ言えるのは仮にこの筋書き
Understandable,
を
yeah,
作った
yeah,
のがお父
definitely.
様であった
I
ら
mean, or maybe it could be
実行している
that
の
the
は別
father's
の
death
人
was
間
the
だ
one
と
that
いうこ
ended
と
it.
です
Maybe he could have been the one, I don't know, in affiliation of carrying it out. I don't know, it makes no sense. All we can say is that even if father did write this script, someone else is carrying it out. Yeah, yeah, fair though.
確かに少なくともじい様とカノン君を襲った犯人は他にいる。
Yeah, that's right. At the very least, there's another culprit who attacked
し
Grandfather
か
on
もそいつは
Common.
この碑文通りまだ事件を
Oh,
続
yeah,
けようとしている。
definitely, They are, yeah.
僕たちが深く考えなかった最初の手紙
The letter in the beginning that we didn't think
あれ
deeply
に
about.
はなんて書いてあっただろう。
What was it that was written in that? Yeah. We thought back to the recitation of the letter last night. Beatrice had proclaimed something inside it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she had proclaimed that according to our contract with Ginzo, she would collect everything of the Ushidomiya family as interest. Yeah, exactly, yeah. But then she had also revealed a special clause. If someone discovered the location of the gold grandfather had hidden, that right would be locked. Exactly, yeah. When that letter was read, grandfather was still alive. Yeah. But at that time, it had already been sealed away with wax by the head's ring. Yeah, that may make sense, but at the same time, I don't really understand that. It just doesn't... It seems really contrary to the expectations. I don't get why the... No, wait, actually, that's ridiculous. But still, which meant grandfather had handed the ring over to Beatrice while he was still alive. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, that's logical. If we take a straightforward approach, maybe we should assume Beatrice is carrying out that strange contract with grandfather guaranteeing her that right. In other words, this is the same as saying grandfather knew of and approved of the contents of that letter. Fair enough, actually. I mean, it would be perfectly possible for him to actually have seen it. I wonder. In other words, it's basically a joint message from Beatrice and grandfather. Yeah, telling us that Beatrice will start collecting interest if we don't solve the riddle. In other words, grandfather and Beatrice were demanding that we try and solve the riddle with the epitaph. Yeah, definitely, yeah. And if we couldn't, they were saying that the massacre would be carried out according to the epitaph. Now, that's actually really quite interesting, so the massacre will stop if they actually find the answer to the riddle, which is, let's be honest, I don't really think that's going to happen, but at the same time, who knows? What does that mean? What do they want? I know, it's really weird. Why would they do this? What is their motive? I don't have a clue what exactly, yeah. Yeah, she might, and obviously she's really mirroring the attitude of everyone else in the room. Look, another letter from Beatrice.
What?
Huh?
なんだって?
What did you say? Hang on a second, what the genuine fuck? Okay, that is too weird. How did that just appear there? Mario was pointing at the top of the table where the canned food everyone had been eating just now still lay. A Western envelope from Beatrice certainly was sitting there. But so what? What in the... God, that scared me. Well, that's definitely got me less tired. And that's how you let out a hysterical cry. Looking between her own hand and say, oh my god, I know! Just like thinking, is this shit real? Because the envelope she had just opened was still grasped in her. Exactly. Yeah, that is the weirdest thing. Yeah, so why is there still an envelope? That's impossible. It is genuinely impossible. It really makes you get the impression that somebody... It's just a ghost. A ghost is someone delivering things to them. There is no rational explanation whatsoever to how a letter can suddenly just teleport in here. That is weird. They had been eating that canned food just now. That must be so creepy. Well, Beatrice definitely knows where they are. That is so weird. What the hell? What's going on, Maria? Yeah, where did that envelope come from? Well, that's very helpful. Just now I looked and it was lying there. She's being serious? God, it's such a stressed atmosphere. I don't know anything. Yeah, this isn't funny. There's only 8 of us here. Oh my god, yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, there's no way some 9th person snuck in. Exactly. Oh, that's actually really quite interesting because you could be saying that somebody around here has been the one who has distributed the letter. Oh, that's interesting. Even though it's so loose, you could actually think that, you know, it could potentially be a human culprit. Like, I don't know. There's just so many things that don't convince me that's the case, but maybe. Who knows? There wasn't enough time during the few seconds that we gathered around the portrait, right? Yeah. What the fuck? Get back, all of you. Oh, that is interesting. She is not accepting any magical BS. She is thinking it's somebody there. Get back, all of you. Back against the wall. Oh, fucking hell, this is... Oh, this is really going to get unpleasant now. Because this is suspicion. Yeah. What does the letter say, though? Why haven't they... Like, read the letter. It's more important. Oh, I like this. I like everything apart from the organ-like sound. Oh, Natsu Yu's pointed the rifle at Genji and the others, bellowing at them. Yeah! Genji-san was overpowered, his face looking like he didn't have a clue it was. Yeah, understandable, yeah. Of course, I felt the same, but a few moments late, I reached the same conclusion that Natsu had. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. God, this really sounds like some sort of video game theme I've heard. Oh yeah, get those beats in there, nice one. Until, just a few seconds ago, there had been no letter like this on the tail. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, nobody entered this room. Yeah, that would be the only logical assumption. Yeah, that means somebody among us placed it there during the first few seconds when everyone was looking away. Yeah, preoccupied with the portrait. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, interesting that she totally trusts Battler out of everyone here. Battler-kun, open that envelope and read what's inside. Right. Sure. Picked it up. It was still sealed with wax. Even without disturbing the contents, I realised that this was an unopened envelope. An unknown envelope. Without relying on a paper knife, I tore it open and pulled out that it's an emergency, yeah. The contents were as follows. Who the fuck is this? Sounds like Takano. I don't know. Not Takano ever! Oh my god! This is weird though. Are you enjoying the riddle of Ginzo-sama's epitaph? As you were all probably aware, you have very little time remaining. God! Well, this is not very good for them. Yeah, please abandon any naive hopes of escaping after this podcast. Fair enough. This game can only end with my victory or yours. Yeah. When time runs out, I will win by default. There will be no time. Yeah, interesting that, yeah. Make sure that you do not misunderstand your current situation. That's what it says! Oh my god, that is properly weird. Whose voice was that, by the way? Beatrice's? That's what I'm assuming. To be honest, I really understand why these hopes are naive of escaping after the storm passes. I love this foliage in the song. This is really unique. Oh, right. I've got to quickly show you what I think this actually sounds like. Is there any way I can, like, shut the music up? I don't really think I can be bothered to remember anything. If I remember at the end, I'll show you. If you've ever heard of it, it reminds me of Shiki's Mercury Lamp song. Don't know if you've ever heard of that, but yeah. It actually really does sound like it. Oh, I hate that it just reminds me of that. I don't know. The song is fucking good though. That's what it says. Yeah, definitely. It isn't clear who put this letter here. However, I have been able to narrow down the list of suspects. It's you all? Madam. Yeah! How the genuine fuck could that be possible? How is everybody involved? That is an interesting conclusion though, because... But how? It just doesn't really make sense. Yeah, what's her evidence? Just before I moved towards the portrait, I set a can of food down here. Exactly, yeah. At that time, there definitely wasn't anything as strange as this letter over here. Yeah, so 3 people eliminated. At that time, Jessica, George-kun, and Batara-kun were already in front of the portrait. Yeah. Yes, we could have been all, 5 of them. And they didn't leave the spot in front of the portrait until the letter was there. Yeah, I forgot. Obviously, she's not a suspect. So the person who set the letter down is one of you 4. Beatrice is here. Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, it's quite ironic that she's saying Beatrice is here. She doesn't mean she is quite literally here. We aren't Beatrice. Beatrice exists. Jesus, silence! Yeah, I mean, you can't ever trust people. You really can't, especially in a situation as serious as this. I don't know whether I should suspect one of you or all of you. Yeah, but without a doubt, at least among you, one among you is the culprit. That's right. Yeah, it's interesting that she was just totally thinking that there can't be a 19th person. There's no way witches exist. Try telling that to her. Even when Kanon-kun was killed. I mean, it could. That's true. And that looks really, really bad on her. Because she was the one who discovered it. I mean, we literally had a recount of what happened. Of course. Oh, that's totally irrational. The thing that's really, really bad about cases like this is, Jessica is using her fueled emotion to totally guide the truth irrationally. The truth is that Kumasawa-san entered the boiler room with Kanon-kun and killed him. Yeah, that would actually make sense, to be fair. And then she lied, saying he had already fallen when she got there. You're making a mistake, my lady. Yeah, why would I do something like that? Oh my god, I know. Exactly. How do you explain that? I don't have the slightest idea how my parents were killed in that close room. Oh, that is actually really quite interesting. Now, it is always really interesting. Everything points to the servants. That's a recurring theme. Why? Yeah. The only ones who didn't were the servants. Then why did 2 of them die? But yeah, exactly. I agree. But does that really mean it's okay to suspect them?
確かにそれを言い出したら全ての件でアリバイはないが。
I agree. Yeah, now that you mention it, they have no alibi for any of the cases. Oh, it's so tricky though. It really is. Should we really be so quick to make that judgment? Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, but this time, in this room, in this place, in this moment, in this minimally small bit of time and space, it's obvious. Only one of the four of them could have set the letter there in our blind spot. Why aren't you suspecting Maria? But at the same time, we can't tell who put it there, but it's obvious that one of the four did it. Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, Natsui-san. Please calm yourself. A lot has happened. Oh, yeah, they really need to be careful because they don't want to be shot. Yeah, I understand how much strain is on your mind right now. Yeah, understandable. Doesn't Nanjo, it truly pains me to call you suspicious. Oh yeah, in a really, really delusional world, could you imagine if Nanjo was totally changed? He had the reverse of, you know, his personality was the reverse of what we've seen. So as a result, he is one that, you know, is supporting this ritualistic sacrifice. Dr. Nanjo, it truly pains me to call you suspicious. However, you are father's personal doctor and his closest friend. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I don't doubt that. Oh my god, yeah, you have been by his side for many years and you might even know about Beatrice. Could you be hiding some kind of old obligation? Yeah, I really want to. Of course not. Calm yourself. It was pitiful to watch Dr. Nanjo. Oh my god, fair. It was pitiful to watch Dr. Nanjo frantically pleading his innocence. It was probably a normal reaction that anyone would give if they were suspect. Exactly, yeah. You were bargaining for your life. Oh my god, yeah, that must have been awful. Yeah, Kumasawa was the same. Ever since Jessica voiced her suspicions of Kumasawa murdering Connell. Oh god, understandable. I mean, an accusation of something that serious for a person as nice as Kumasawa. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Kumasawa had been totally flustered. Yeah, understandable actually. That is quite surprising. That was why Genji's still calm appearance looks so bold. Well, maybe he just totally knows that he's innocent, and let's be honest, Genji has been living for a long time. I don't think he's a stranger to the sight of a gun. Oh my god, Genji. You were grandfather's number one subordinate. Well, that is an interesting question. Was Beatrice an illusion you sold to father? With you as the performer?
そうお疑いいただけるのは奥様が私を親方様の一番のしもべこのような場ではありますがとても名誉なことだと存じます。
Jesus Christ! Why would you not beg for your innocence? If by suspecting me you'd recognise me as the Master's greatest servant, then I count it a great honour, regardless of the circumstances.
この手紙を置いたのは私ではありません。
But you know somebody is rational when they ridiculously rational when they can be having a gun pointed to them and yet they are not tainting him fair. It's ridiculous. However, I'm not the one who put the letter there.
それを私が鵜呑みにできると思いますか？
Do you expect us just to
お
accept
前が
that?
首謀者に決まっています。
You must be the ringleader.
あるいは熊沢も南條先生もその共犯かもしれない。
Yeah, I feel like she is totally. She's getting to ridiculous corrupt copper level of interrogation. Maybe Kumasawa and Dr. Nanjo are your
マリ
accomplices.
アちゃんもです。
Yeah, Maria. Yeah, what about Maria? Like, actually ask her. I wonder what she will say in the face of a gun. Not content to suspect just the adults. Aunt Matty, he pointed the gun relentlessly at Maria. Oh my god, yeah. But Maria acted as though nothing had happened. Or maybe she thought she would be fine, even if she was shot. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Maria-chan.
今この場ではもう幼いから疑いの枠から外すという段
Yeah,
階にある。
definitely, yeah. But at this point, we can no longer remove someone from suspicion just because they're
だ
young.
から
Yeah.
誰もが昨夜からずっと持ってきた疑問をもう一度ぶつけさせてもらいます。
So for the last time, let me ask you the question that everyone else has asked since last night.
昨日バラ庭園であなたに手紙を渡したベアトリーチェは誰です？
He was obviously you! Nah. Yesterday, who was the Beatrice who handed you that letter? Oh my god, I wonder what she's gonna say. I mean, she'll probably just say the same as usual. She didn't even say anything. Maria, don't dodge the question. Make it clear.
お前に手紙を渡したのは誰なんだよ。
Yeah, who gave you that letter?
だから何度も言ってるよ。
How many times do I have to tell you?
ベアトリーチェだよ。
It's Beatrice. Now, I do find it really quite interesting that whenever Beatrice is mentioned, Kinzo does it, Maria does it, their personalities become completely warped. It's Beatrice.
1000年を生きる黄金の魔女なんだよ。
The 1000-year-old golden witch.
姿を知りたければ後ろを振り返ればいい。
If you want to know what she looks like, just turn. What the fuck? Is she there? Oh my god. See, she's right there.
ベアトリーチェが
Beatrice is.
バカにしてんのかってめ
How do you know it's messing? Has she actually looked?
よせジェシカ
Enough, Jessica.
マリアもよせ
Maria too. Oh yeah, so she totally told a lie there. Or maybe she sees her. Maybe she does. It's hard to tell.
状況が分かってんのか
Don't you understand the situation?
そんなこと言って何になるってんだ
Yeah, what are you hoping to gain by saying stuff like that?
無意味な
Yeah,
挑
yeah,
発をしや
understandable.
がるってんだ
Stop stirring each other up pointlessly. Yeah.
マリアには
interesting.
分かんないよ。
I don't understand.
バトラたちは誰が犯人ならいいの？
Who do you want the culprit to be? They don't want it to be everyone. If anything, they want the culprit to be Beatrice so that, you know, they can never have the sadness of suspecting a friend, really.
自分たちの中に犯人がいると信じたくない時だけベアトリーチェを信じて。
I mean, that is understandable. Not really logic for a 9-year-old, but okay. You only believe in Beatrice when you don't want to suspect one of your own.
親しい
Fair,
人を
fair,
殺
fair.
された恨みを晴らしたい時だけ暴力をぶつけられる人間の犯人を信じたがってベアトリーチェを否定する
When you're trying to settle a grudge because someone who's close to you has been killed, only then do you... Yeah... Only then do you want to believe that a human you can attack with violence and deny Beatrice. You can actually take your revenge. You can take out your anger on the culprit. Hmm.
だから見えないんだよ
That's why you can't see
ベ
her.
アトリーチェはいる
Beatrice
お
exists.
前たちには見えない
Jesus Christ, you all can't see her.
黙りなさい
Silence!
あなたが犯人だと決めつけたくはありませんがこの状況を不愉快にさせて楽しんでいる利的行為者であることはもはや疑いの余地もありません
I mean, I don't even disagree with that. I do find it really quite interesting that Maria's logic is she always believes in Beatrice and she never lets any external factors affect her belief in her, thus resulting in, you know, her being able to see her, everyone else being unable to. I don't want to label you as the culprit, but there is no longer any doubt that you enjoy making this situation unpleasant and are providing assistance to the enemy. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Is she making it unpleasant, or is she just truly voicing what she's believing and really oblivious to everything around her? Yeah, forget about my question.
ならどうするの
Then what will you
マ
do?
リアを撃つ
God, shoot me.
別にいいよ
I don't mind.
もうすぐ黄金鏡の扉が開かれる
Very soon the doors of the Golden Lamp will be opened.
そして全ての死者が蘇る
Then all the dead will be resurrected.
今や死は恐れるべきことではないんだよ
Yes, it is. When our death is nothing to be afraid of. I mean, understandable, yeah.
こいつは怪しいよ
Yeah, Mum, she really is
一緒
suspicious.
になんかいられないよ
I can't keep up with her. So you're just saying you're gonna kill a 9-year-old kid?
でも夏日おばさんどうか落ち着いて
Yeah, but I'm nutty. Please calm
マリ
down.
アちゃんを撃つ理由は何もない
There's no reason to shoot Maria.
どうか冷静に
Please remain
手
composed.
紙は挑発するけど何も恐れることはない
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, that's fair. It was meant as a provocation. It was. It really, really was. And it has definitely succeeded in doing so. The letter was meant to provoke us, but it was
犯
nothing
人
to
だっ
be
て
afraid of.
明日が怖いんだ
Yeah, no. I'm not buying that. Yeah, even the culprit is scared of what will happen
警
tomorrow.
察が怖いんだ
No. They're not scared of the police. If you ask me, they're scared of the
この
police.
島は今無秩序に支配されているけれどそれは台風で隔離されているからだけに過ぎない
Right now, this island is free from reach of the law, but that's only because it's isolated by
台
this
風が過ぎ
typhoon.
れば秩序が戻ってくる
I like that. Once the typhoon passes, the law will
だから
return.
おばさん撃っちゃいけない
Yeah, understandable. Yeah, you will get in severe consequences. That is assuming that everyone is firstly going to be alive, and secondly, you know, they're going to care.
Oh なんでジョージ兄さんはそんなにも冷静なんだよ
Oh my god, yeah, that's understandable. If anything, George has literally lost more people than Jessica, and yet he can still stay calm. It's unbelievable. It really is. How can you stay so calm, George
こ
Nissan?
の4人の中に犯人がいる
Yeah, one of those four is the culprit.
いやあるいは4人が全員来るかもしれない
I mean, maybe they're just genius at what they do, and could be. I think that's very, very unlikely, though.
この中にエヴァおばさんたちを殺した犯人がいるかもしれないのになんでそんなに冷静なんだよ
How can you stay so calm when one of these four might be the culprit who killed your
僕
parents?
だって犯人を見つけて殺してやりたい気持ちはあ
Yeah,
るさ
yeah, definitely. Even I have the desire to find the culprit and kill
で
them.
も それは単なる蛮行だ。
But that would be simple barbarism.
僕は罪の裁きを秩序に任せる。
Yeah, that's really, really good. The fact that you can actually realise that, even though, you know, even though his life has been fucked up so much as a result of the culprit, you can still see the fact that, you know, revenge is just barbaric. It's not something that should happen.
だからどんなに疑わしくても引き金を引いてはいけないんだ。
Yeah, I love that. Yes, no matter how suspicious they are, you mustn't pull the trigger. Yeah.
「ジョージの兄貴に同じだ。
Yeah, I feel the same way as George
夏日
Anitsu.
おばさん、
Anatsuhi.
ここはちょいと冷静になろうぜ。
Yeah, get a hold of yourself for a second.
とにかく撃つのはまずいぜ。
Why is he laughing? Stop taking this so lightheartedly! Anyway, but about to
こういう
shoot.
時はよ、頭を後ろに反らしてクールになるって3回唱えるといいらしいぜ。
He is so going to be interrupted by her saying, like, shut up. In terms like this, I heard you should tilt your head back and say, stay cool 3 times.
はっきりさせておきます。
Let me make this clear.
魔女などいない。
Witches don't exist.
ここは六軒島で、ここは後宮家の本家屋敷です。
How do you even know that? She's restricted by her human knowledge. She doesn't know every single thing. What if they do? Just because they don't exist in humanity and, you know, that's how the world works, doesn't mean they don't necessarily not exist here. Not on Rokkenjima, not in the Ushinomiya mansion.
後宮家代表、後宮夏日として宣言します。
Yeah, I declare it as Ushinomiya Natsu, representative of the
こ
Ushinomiya
こには
family.
魔女などいない。
There's no witch here.
ベアトリーチェなど認めない。
Yeah, I won't accept Beatrice.
何を企もうとも、娘たちには指一本触れさせない。
No matter what you're planning, I won't let you lay one finger on my daughter or the rest
そ
of
れ
them.
が母としての、当家代表としての務めです。
God damn, that's my duty as a mother and a representative to the family. Now, I really wonder what's going to be said after this. Those words are the final word of the farewell that, yeah, settled everything. To protect her daughter, Aunt Natsuki will regard any suspicious person as an enemy. Oh yeah, understandable, yeah, because she just has such a deep bond with her daughter. I mean, it's not even that deep, to be honest. They don't even love each other that much. But at the same time, she really cares for her, even though they don't have the biggest bond. The only reason George Aniki and I were standing on this side was because, by coincidence, yeah, fair enough, yeah, we had a clear alibi regarding the letter. That's really convenient for them, yeah. What if all 8 of them did, though? I wish that was the case. Well, I don't, actually, because this brilliant scene wouldn't have played if that was the case. If I hadn't approached the port... Oh my god! I know! Yeah! I would also be at the other end of that gun barrel, treated like a criminal. Yeah. Oh my god! But even though part of me thought that, part of me was thinking that chasing all the suspicious people from this room would finally guarantee our safety. Yeah, that is actually quite interesting, but at the same time, what would happen to them? Genji-san and Kumasawa-san and Dr. Nanjo. All of them were on grandfather's side. Fair. Maybe you could say that once Maria started blindly believing in Beatrice, she was also on grandfather's. Yeah, fair enough, they're all on grandfather's side. Yeah, they're all suspicious. But is this really okay? If we throw out all of the suspicious ones in such a lawless way, will we still have the right to defy the lawlessness of the... Exactly, yeah, she will kill without mercy. Yeah, I fully agree. I wonder what the aftermath of this is going to be. Wonder what to expect. Oh. Interesting, so they've left now. Right. Because if Dr. Nanjo didn't say those words, this could be the silence that will surely continue forever. Calm yourself, Natsuki-san. Still, I understand your feelings well. Oh my god, fair. Yeah, I myself feel like there's something wrong with my head after all these strange repeated incidents. Repeated, that's a really good way of saying it. Yeah, fair. It's true though, that's the worst thing. So I understand why you would want to suspect all of us. Oh my god, yeah, definitely. If you really have nothing to do with this, then my actions would now be beyond... Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, however, please understand just this once. Yeah. Very well. Yeah, let's leave the room. That probably is. But at the same time, what the fuck happens if they're all assassinated? Sorry, murdered. It's so unsafe. That is so fucking unsafe. What do you say, Genji-san? Shall we return to the parlour and continue our chess game? That's unbelievable. If that is what you wish, by all means. Yeah. I don't want to. Exactly. After all, that means we'll have to leave this room, knowing that the wolf is among us, right? Yeah. I don't want to, madam. Please forgive me. Yeah, it was obvious what Kumasawa-san was trying to... Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. If she was innocent, then she was being ejected into the dangerous territory along with the culprit. Yeah. In the current situation, urging her to leave this room along with the suspects was almost... Yeah, exactly the same as letting her get killed. Understandable, yeah. Yeah. However, Kumasawa-san really was suspicious just for being the first one to discover that Kanon-kun had been murdered. Agreed, though. We have the eyewitness sort of recount a bit, but nobody else does. At that time, everyone except Kumasawa-san had an alibi. That doesn't mean she's done it. Unless we could prove the existence of some contraption or the existence of some 19th person, Kumasawa-san was by far the most likely suspect. I agree, yeah. I didn't want to believe it. I know! How could somebody get as nice as that? But yeah, it's difficult. There's no room for leeway, I suppose. However, our Natsuki and the rest of us were in such a difficult situation that we couldn't help but suspecting her as well. Yeah. So we didn't say anything to stop our Natsuki from trying to... Oh my god! To oppressively chase him. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. We had stopped her from shooting, but we were passively agreeing to chase the others out of the room. Oh, God. That is really... Oh, no, that's even worse. On top of that, Maria spoke to the fretful Kumasawa-san.
大丈夫だよ。
It's okay.
ベアトリーチェは敬う人には優しいから。
Beatrice is kind to those who respect her.
熊沢さんはベアトリーチェがいるって信じてるもん。
I thought Kanon and Shannon did. What? You believe that Beatrice exists?
だからきっと大丈夫だよ。
So it would definitely be okay.
マリアは客間でテレビを見るよ。
I was TV
一
in the
緒に見
parlor.
ようよ。
Let's watch it
こ
together.
こテレビがなくてつまんないもん。
It's so boring here without TV. Fair? Who doesn't? I mean, my God, if I heard somebody say something just as casually as that, and then with a laugh, I think they are fucking mad. It looked like Kumasawa and Maria's rubbish laugh, very frightening. Yeah. However, the three of the other people had agreed to leave. I know. Yeah, she has to. And it's just so horrible because obviously these other people, it's not that they don't really care about dying, it's just they're less fearful of it, really. And obviously, Maria, you know, she is just entirely under the impression that, you know, she's going to be totally safe. Hmm. 'Kumasawa couldn't fight the flow and had to agree. Oh God, that's awful. It really is unpleasant, this, crying as she went. I hope she's going to be alright. I really do. Well then, Natsuki-san. Yeah, that'll be all for tonight. Yeah, ironic that. I don't think they're going to be alive tomorrow. Yes.
今夜だけは分かってください。
Yeah, please understand at least for tonight.
警察が来たら全員に今夜のこの無礼を必ず謝罪しますから。
Yeah, I mean, my God, it's just interesting that, you know, she's trying so hard to keep up her, I suppose, hostess-like appearance, really. And yeah, she can't whatsoever just because, you know, you hear in her voice, like, the really quite audible, you know, hesitation, really. Yeah, when the police come, all of us will surely apologise for our rudeness.
チェスもよろしいでしょうか。できたら安全なところに。
Oh my God, yeah, you may place, yes, but do it in a safe place if you can.
頼みます。
Yeah, Genji, I'll leave them in your hands.
かしこまりました。
Certainly.
仕方ありませんね。
Yeah, can't be helped. I
こ
know!
ちらのクマが一番恐ろしいと言いますから。
They always say that the most frightening bears are those with their children.
源氏も熊沢も本当に申し訳ありません。
Yeah, Genji Kumasawa, my sincerest
また明
apologies.
日お会いしましょ
Let us meet again
う。
tomorrow.
マリアちゃんも
Maria-chan
冷
too.
たいおばさんを。
Please forgive your cold heart.
マリアは許す。
I forgive you. Okay, back to reality for her. That is so weird, that change.
この部屋の鍵です。
Oh, he's actually giving her the key. That's not a good move. Maria, the keys to this.
2本
Sorry,
すべ
Madam,
て
the key to this
を
room.
お預けします。
Oh, hand both over to you. That's really surprising. At least keep one for yourself. What if there's an emergency situation? Well, Beatrice surpasses locked doors. Let's be honest here. Genji-san pulled 2 golden keys from his pocket and handed them to Natsuki.
それから私が持っているお屋敷
Oh
の
my God.
鍵束も
And I
お
will
預け
also
いた
hand
し
over
ま
my
す。
bundle of keys to the inside of the mansion. He also took up a bundle of about 10 keys of various shapes and handed it over. God, to the servants. Those keys are probably proof of their position. Yeah, fair enough, to go anywhere. Being placed in charge of those keys meant they were trusted, relied. Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. When they were forced to return them, it meant they had lost that trust. thinking about it this way, Genji-san, who had worked here for a span of many years, oh my god, I know! There could be no greater shame. Yeah, however, Genji-san's usual indifferent expression remained on his face. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I do find it really quite interesting that, you know, he'd lost his trust. I mean, I don't think he's lost his trust. He's always such a brilliant servant, but the fact that he's a suspect means he doesn't have the right to be trusted like a normal servant would. And that's my interpretation of it, at least. Genji. Oh my god. Yeah, fair. I planned that after father were passed away, I would reward you for your many years of hard work and allow you to retire. Oh my god, yeah, that must be so painful. It's so contrary to what you actually wanted to do. Fair. Makes me feel ashamed from the bottom of my heart. I've already received the master's favour. Everything until today I have done, it's been in repayment for that? That's actually really quite surprising, so I really wonder what the massive favour that has been done for the master was. Well then, shall we, everyone? I really wonder. Good night to you all. Good night. Good night to you too, Butler.
Maria.
Oh, Maria. Wait a sec. Oh, yeah, knowledge of guilt may be called Maria, but yeah, fair. Oh! I groped around my pocket and took out that scorpion keychain. What? Interesting, that. This repels magic, right? Wear it? He's not protecting himself, and yet he's protecting Maria. Out of all people. No, but the only thing is he sees total value in his life. Why would he give it to somebody that, you know, isn't really that afraid of dying because of the delusion of the golden land? Okay, no. It's actually really quite interesting. I thought he did as well. Yeah, didn't you say you dropped it? Oh, back then I got ticked off and just bluffed that I lost it. Fair. Yeah, that is actually really quite nice. There's no way I'd lose the precious charm you gave me. Maria silently took the charm. I was unable to say anything after that. God, yeah! That is actually really quite interesting that, you know, the charm that repels magic is being given back to her. Yeah. Well then, everyone, good night to you. We watched them leave, our expressions completely worn out, and we weren't even able to... Understandable, yeah. Right, I really wonder what's actually going to go on now, because, you know, we have been the closest, possibly, to, let's be honest, everybody dying. Oh my god, yeah, so, I'm going to stop reading now, and yeah, this is going to be really interesting just to see you know, what's going to happen in general. Really, I really wonder, firstly, are they going to discover who Beatrice actually is, and if there is an 19th person, whether, you know, who actually is there. what's going to happen to the people that are isolated, and yeah, what the fuck is going to happen to them? I really do wonder about that. And also, you know, what's going to happen to, well, just everyone in general, really. And it's interesting about the epitaph as well. I'm really, really interested on how all of the killings are going to be taking place in that very pattern. Because the first 6 killings, and no, the first 8 killings, actually, they all make sense. But then the last killings from day 4 to 10, they don't really make sense to me. So I wonder how that's actually going to be. Because, you know, if 3 people were killed, then others are alive still, so it doesn't really make that much sense. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see, you know, maybe some potential answers to Epitaph's mystery. And that was so weird about the letter today. The first letter just like praise my name, and then the second one, I did find it really quite interesting, by the way, that Maria can totally see Beatrice. She literally is behind them, but because they don't accept her, they can't see her, or something ridiculous like that. It sounds totally ridiculous. It was really quite cool seeing stuff about Grandfather as well, and just, you know, seeing a really alternate layer to his personality, really, in his character. It was really quite cool today. So, yeah, see you tomorrow. Hopefully we're going to be able to, you know, crack this mystery down a little bit. Yeah, that's very wishful thinking. But still, see ya!